Hey, college coaches. This is Coach Anthony Williams, founder and CEO of Connected Athletics. We are an Austin-based company here focused on helping student athletes successfully transition from high school to college and then into a career either in the NFL or in their career based on their major. We have got another exciting prospect with us today, Titus White, class of 23 wide receiver from Prestonwood Christian Academy High School up in the Dallas area. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. He has great size, strong GPA at 3.0. Titus, tell us how you doing this afternoon.
I'm doing good. How are y'all doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for coming on the show and sharing your story.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
jump right in. Let's talk about, COVID-19 right now. We just had great news from UIL. We're going to have a high school season, which is great. But tell us what you've been doing to stay in shape for the upcoming season, even with this COVID-19 environment.
Yeah, so I have a skills receiver coach, Coach D-Rob. He's my receiver coach, and then I've been doing summer workouts up in my school and MJP. I go to Michael Johnson Performance up in McKinney, and we do some footwork, conditioning, and we lift there too. So
okay,
good program.
Shout out to Coach D-Rob. I know he does a great job working with the receivers up in that area. So good job working with him. And I've been to MJP's facility. It's super nice there. So you're definitely putting in the work in the right places there. Hey, tell us, let's move. Coaches want to know about your academics. You've got the 3.0 GPA. Tell us about the importance that you put on your academics.
Yes, sir. So first and foremost, I make sure that I'm a student athlete and not an athlete student. So I take pride in school and making sure that my grades are good and making sure that everything, goes smooth before I can actually step on the field, making sure, I can be responsible in the classroom and then play football.
Okay. Tell us, what are some of your favorite subjects in school?
Subject, science. I really like science. Math, sometimes. On a good day, I like math. But science and history,
Okay. Is there a certain teacher at your school that you want to shout out that's helped you stay on the straight and narrow and keep that strong GPA?
Shout out to Miss D, my history teacher. I feel like she cares very much about me, and she helps my grades, stay up.
I appreciate that. I love that you shout her out. Tell us, do you have an idea going into you're only going into your sophomore year right now, but do you have an idea of what you might want to major in at the college level?
Sports medicine. After football, I think I want to be like a trainer or coach or something like that, just to help the youth, my experience as I can get there. So there's sports medicine.
Like it. Okay. Coaches want to understand your learning style. Do you consider yourself more of a visual, verbal, or hands-on learning style?
Hands-on, for sure. Hands-on. I feel like I learn better if I could actually, get some action in. But visually, I can, process things good. So I say physically and visually.
Okay. To keep, be a good student athlete and have good grades, there's always some type of sacrifice. Tell these college coaches one thing you've had to sacrifice to be an elite athlete with good grades.
I'd say tutoring, making sure I can get in early or stay after school if I have to make sure my grades stay on track.
Okay. And then tell us, you mentioned the teacher earlier, but is there anybody else either in your family or outside your family that's had a positive impact on you and your academics?
My parents, very much my parents, because they make sure that my grades are good too. So.
Great. Okay. Well, let's switch over to recruiting a little bit. Let's talk about going into your sophomore year. What do you consider your strengths, and what are some of the things you're working on for your sophomore year?
Strengths, I would say size and hands. I feel like I can catch the ball great. I've been working a lot on footwork and speed this off season, so I can get off the line faster, and be a more physical receiver. Since I'm more of a big receiver, I'll be like Julio Jones, DK, them type of receivers.
Okay. Let me give you what I call my self-report card. Being a former coach myself, let me give me grades on certain parts of being a great receiver. 0 being bad and 5 being the best. How would you grade your stance?
Stance? Give myself 8 or 9. Feel like
0 to 5. 0 to 5.
Oh, 0 to 5, 4.
Okay. What about getting off of jam coverage at the line of scrimmage?
3 or 4 too. If we were to go lowest, 3.
Okay. What about footwork and foot quickness?
Footwork, I feel like I've been working on a lot, so I give myself a 4 too.
Okay. And then what about route running? Understanding the route tree.
5. You know, myself a 5.
Okay. And then what about consistent hands, catching the ball in your hands?
3, 3, 4.
Okay. What about yards after the catch, explosiveness after the catch? How would you grade yourself?
4, 4 or 5, higher level, you know.
Okay. And then what about your eyes, being able to see defensive coverages before the
Mm-hmm.
snap and during the play?
3.
Okay. And then lastly, what about your mental preparation and mental toughness towards playing the game as a receiver? How would
5.
you grade yourself? Okay. Those are
5.
all, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Todd, that's pretty fair and objective. You know, sometimes I get kids on here that come on and they're like 5s across the board. And I look at their video, I'm like, dude, you're not a 5 in that area. But I like that you were honest. That's good stuff. So
Yes, sir.
appreciate that. Tell us, you know, what are some of the things that you feel separate yourself from other receivers in the class of 23? Because there's a lot of good ones.
Oh yeah. Size. I say size, strength.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a lot bigger receivers and I'm more stronger, so I can be more physical at the line. You know, getting off the press or breaking tackles. You know, being explosive after the tackle as well.
One of the things that impressed me about your video, Titus, is that you do have great size, but you use it both in the passing game and in the run game. I see you out there just dominating corners and safeties on run plays, and every coach
Yes,
will tell
sir.
you that if you have a receiver who blocks really well, a 7 or
Mm-hmm.
8 yard game becomes a 20-yard game. Tell us about the impact and the focus you put on your blocking as a receiver.
Yes, sir. So I make sure, you know, I want to score as well, but I make sure my teammates have to score and they can get their stats up. So I take pride in blocking. So if I were not block, my teammates would get hurt. So that's why I take pride in it because I know they're my brothers. So I'd have to, you know, protect them as well.
You sound like a great teammate. I love that. I love your answer to that. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes,
Another
sir.
thing coaches want to understand is your relationship with your high school coaches. Tell us a little
Mm-hmm.
bit about your relationship with your position coach and your head coach.
Position coach, Coach Purcell at Prestonwood. You know, I can shoot him a text any day. You know, we can get on the jugs, we can get on Zoom, watch some film. You know, learn a little bit more about the offense. So I feel like we have a strong relationship. And then my head coach, you know, he's been watching me ever since 7th and 8th grade. So I feel like he trusts me a lot. You know, and then yeah. So I feel
Okay.
like my coaches have a lot of faith in me. You know.
Yeah. So I know you played varsity last year with your great size. You're just not going to your sophomore year, but tell us a little bit about your recruiting experience. Who have you heard from? Who do you want to hear from? And what's been your experience so far this early?
I've heard from a couple different colleges, you know, but I really like to hear from any Power 5 school, you know, any D1 school, stuff like that.
Okay. Are you open to going to school outside the state of Texas? Does distance matter? Are you open to going anywhere in the country?
I'm open to go anywhere.
Okay. Are you a
Yes, sir.
Texas native?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then, you know, obviously every mom wants to see their son play and stay close to home, but is that
Hmm.
going to be an issue for you in the recruiting process or no?
No, I feel like
Okay.
I'd go anywhere. If I could stay home, I would stay home. But if, you know, a school offers me a better scholarship or stuff like that, then wherever I'm needed is where I'll go.
Okay. Well, Titus, you have good size now. You're 6'2", 200 pounds. I mean, it begs the question, what do you think your height and weight will be by the time you graduate from Prestonwood?
You know, if I keep on working weight, I want to get up to, you know, it's like 6'4", 6'4", 6'5", 215 pounds. Big, strong
Wow.
receiver.
Yeah, and that is
Yes, sir.
definitely Julio Jones, Calvin
Oh
Johnson
yeah.
like. If you can maintain speed, I mean, you're going to be something to deal with.
Yes,
Obviously,
sir.
that's good stuff. Tell us, is there a certain college or pro receiver that you pattern your game off of?
Part of my game. Let's see. Julio Jones. I feel like
Yeah.
I watch him a lot, and DK Metcalf. He's fast and he's physical, but I feel like Julio Jones route running and strong hands. I'd say is what I like. You know.
I got to know Julio. Julio worked out with my son back when they both came out of the school. My son played DB at Texas. Him and Julio and
Mhm.
JJ Watt worked out together, getting ready for the draft. And Julio has a tremendous work ethic. I mean, that young man, even for his athletic ability, he attacks every workout. It's like a game situation to him. That's what really sets him apart. And then he has
Yes,
great
sir.
athletic ability. So I can see a lot of that in your game, which is a great role model for you. Tell us a little bit about, and you're still early recruiting process, but tell these coaches what's going to be your criteria that's going to help you figure out what school to commit to. Is it going to be based on culture, scheme, your major? Tell these coaches what it's going to be for you.
More about culture, feel like I have a good relationship with like, my type of people. So I feel like, culture would be one, and then major as well.
Okay, good stuff. Tell us, becoming a elite student athlete usually comes with overcoming adversity. Tell these
Yes, sir.
coaches about a time in your life personally or dealing with football where you had to overcome some type of adversity.
Yes, sir. So last year we had about 13 senior receivers. So that's a lot of depth chart right there. So
Right.
and then injuries. Let's see, concussion. We were deep in the playoffs, and I got a concussion, so I had to sit out the rest. So it was a really hard time. So I had to make a comeback, and I still got to watch my teammates, and they fought.
Okay, good stuff. What was it like for you playing varsity as a freshman?
Um, it was a good experience. I feel like next year I'm gonna come back stronger, and I say we're gonna go very deep in the playoffs because we've been working.
There's a lot of young players who have the dream, a goal of playing varsity as a freshman. Tell them what was the one thing that stood out to you? The speed of the game, the physicality. What was that one thing you went, whoa, this is no longer eighth grade youth football anymore?
Yeah, the speed of the game. I say the tempo of the
Yeah,
offense. You have to pick it up well. You can't walk around. You can't do all that type of stuff. So you have to be very smooth and tempo. That's what
okay,
Prestonwood preaches about tempo. So we
yeah,
can be an air raid.
okay. Titus, tell these coaches what does your week of preparation look like? Are you a film guy? Do you like to work after practice and just work on your hands, running routes? What do you do to get that extra edge going into a Friday night?
Extra edge, film all week. Film. Get good rest. Eat good. Have a lot of
Hmm.
protein, and then practice. Put in extra work. Get on the jug machine after practice.
Yeah.
100 catches a day, stuff like that.
Okay.
Get my mind right.
Titus, do you play a role in special teams at all? Are you a return guy or a gunner, or do you play on special teams or no?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. Tell these coaches what age did you start playing football, and when did you fall in love with playing football?
Yeah, so I actually played baseball most of my life. I started playing football in seventh grade when I first went to Prestonwood, and then I think I fell in love with seventh grade.
Okay.
Seventh grade.
Have you had that moment yet where you said, "Oh yeah, I can play this game at the college level"? Was that recently, or was it in middle school or youth football? When was that?
I think I found out in middle school.
Hmm.
Because my size separated me from everybody else. So I just
Yeah.
had to figure out, what I have to do extra to go to the next level.
Okay, I like it. I know there's a lot of good players. I've been up to Prestonwood a few times. Know a lot of kids that went there. Take some time here to tell these college coaches who else on your team they might want to look at to recruit.
Uh-huh. I say Carter Stoudemire, DB, Zane Lindsay, running back, McGuire Martin, quarterback, Grant Garcia, quarterback, AJ Jero, wide receiver, let's see, Randall Holmes, running back, and then I think those are my top guys.
Okay, all right. What other sports do you play? You've got the great size. You're obviously athletic. What other sports have you played at Prestonwood this last year?
I played basketball, football, and baseball, and I'm thinking about running track sophomore year.
Okay. What position do
Yes,
you
sir.
play in baseball, by the way?
Baseball, center field,
Okay.
outfield.
All right. I tell people all the time. I have a son that played football and baseball in high school. Went on to play
Hmm.
baseball at Arizona State. And I tell people all the time, I love football. It's the hardest thing to do, but the hardest thing to do is to hit a slider, hit a curveball.
Yeah,
Tell us a little bit about what you learned in baseball that helps you become a better football player.
hand-eye coordination. I
Yeah.
say,
Yep.
watching the speed of the ball, breaking ball, stuff like that. It could help your eyes and help your hands better. So in football, you can track the ball, whether it's a high ball, low ball. I feel like those two can translate.
Yeah, definitely. That's good feedback there. With your height, I assume, based on your film, you love and win more 50-50 balls than anybody else. Talk to us
Yes,
about your
sir.
mentality and how you use your height and size to get an advantage over the defense.
Yes, sir. So 50-50 balls. If the balls come my way, I feel like I'm gonna get it every time. So basically, when I stand up, when I line up, and I know the ball's coming to me, it's just it's mine. I'm taking everything that's on your plate, and you know, that's my mentality. So I can get my quarterback. I can make my quarterback look good and make me look good as well.
Yeah. What are you seeing as a trend just last year when these cornerbacks line up against you who are not at the same size as you? What are they
Hmm.
trying to do to offset that advantage or to get in your head? What are they doing to you to offset your size?
I'd say talk, you know,
Yeah, okay.
stuff like that. Yes, sir. Use the
Uh,
use the words, but I'd say let's see, trying to jam at the line of scrimmage.
mhm. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's good to know. Tell a simple question the coach will ask you once we open back up in recruiting here, but the coach will ask you, why do you think you can play at the college level?
Yes, sir. I feel like I can play at the college level because one, I'm big. I can get off the line of scrimmage very well. Two, strong hands, and I feel like I can make my quarterback look good, make me look good, make the team look good, and I feel like we can help win games and hopefully win a college and national championship.
Okay. Well, I like that. Titus, how do you define leadership and how do you plan on leading going into your sophomore year?
Leadership is integrity to me. What you do when nobody's looking, what you do when people are looking. So this year, unfinished business is what I go off of because we semifinals we lost, and I feel like we should have won state. So we've been working ever since we lost. So unfinished business is what we're going off this year.
Okay, I like it. Talk to us, these coach, a little bit about coachability. How would you describe your coaching style? Do you mind a coach getting in your face, yelling and challenging you, or do you prefer a coach talking to you like a young man and saying, "Hey, this you need to do, make the adjustment, now go make it happen"? Which one are you?
I say aggressive coach in my face, stuff like that. Just so I know he cares and he wants to see me succeed. So I feel like that motivates me.
And I love that because a lot of kids today are caught up in how the coach coaches them instead of what the coach is saying.
Yes, sir.
Talk to us a little bit about how you make the difference between those two things.
Could you repeat that again?
Tell these coaches how you make the difference between focusing on how a coach says something compared to what he's saying.
How he says something, tone of voice, if he's really mad or is he trying to like prove his point and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I always tell kids, if you focus on how a coach says something, you'll miss what he's trying to teach you. Focus on what
Mhm.
he's saying and then go make it happen. You can't have sensitive feelings playing the game of football because there's always going to be a coach
Yes,
that's going
sir.
to challenge and yell. And to me, I'm old school, Titus. I tell kids, if a coach isn't yelling at you, he probably doesn't care that much about you. So keep that in
Yes, sir.
mind going forward. Hey, last thing about you from a recruiting standpoint is tell these college coaches, describe your competitive spirit. What kind of competitor are you?
I feel like I'm very competitive. I always want to win. I'm gonna do anything we can to win. Whether it's blocking or receiving or anything. I can play defensive side, I can play offensive side. So wherever they need me, I feel like I can be. I'm a team player. So
Okay. Let's switch in these last few minutes here. Let's switch to you personally. Tell us
hmm
what are some of your interests outside of football and school? What do you like to do to kill time? Hunt, fish, be on the water. What do you do?
I like to bowl. Me and my family go
Okay,
bowling a lot. So yes,
that's a
sir.
first. I think you're the first player that I've interviewed that has mentioned bowling. You got
Yes,
skills? Are we
sir.
talking 300 games or what are we talking about?
I said I just do it for fun, like 200 games, 200 games.
Okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
And then what else? Do you like to play video games? Are you a Madden 2K guy, Call of Duty, Fortnite? What?
All of it. I'm all of it.
Okay.
Madden. I'm on 2K a lot, and Fortnite. I can play Fortnite too.
Okay, so main question obviously is: are you giving L's or taking L's?
I'm giving L's.
Okay, all right, I like it. Obviously, social media has a big part of recruiting. Tell these college coaches what apps you spend a lot of time in. Are you a Twitter guy, Instagram, TikTok, or Snap?
hmm I'd say Twitter. Instagram and Snapchat. They don't really mean a lot to me. Right now, as of right now, I'm off of those social medias, just focus on myself and focus on how I'm gonna get better for next season. So I plan on being off till December. Till the state championship, so my mind can be right for then. And then once I do that, then I'm gonna post like offers and stuff on that type of social media. But mainly I'm on Twitter.
Okay, I like that. And focus in on the season to get things done.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about your music interests. What kind of music do you like to listen to get you hyped, either for a workout or in pregame?
Rap, hip hop, some R&B. I can listen to like slow music too.
Okay. Who are some
Yeah.
of your favorite artists?
Um, Young Boy, of
Yep.
course. Uzi. I like Gunna, Polo G, all them.
All right. Okay. Tell these coaches, what kind of player are you in pregame? Are you that guy running around the locker room trying to get everybody jacked up? Or are you kind of off to your side, kind of going over your mind how you foresee yourself playing in that game? Which one are you?
I say both. 3 hours before the game, I say in school, I'm trying to hype everybody up. When we get to the locker room, but as like when we get closer to snap time, I feel like I get locked in. That's when I get really locked in. Focus on what I'm trying to get done.
Okay, I like it. All right. Tell us, a little bit about, we're trying to come out of the COVID-19 environment right now. What's your shoe game looking like? Are you a big shoe guy?
Oh yeah, Jordan, Air Max. I got some Adidas slides, stuff like that.
Okay.
I got
So
everything.
you got the drip going on, so you're getting ready for looking good at school, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I feel that. Hey, I always call this a dream scenario. Let's say you have another great 3 years of high school, 3 or 4 years in college. You're in New York City at the NFL draft, waiting for the commissioner to call your name. Who is sitting at your table waiting for your name to be called?
Definitely mom and dad, my brother. I say my closest older sister, for sure.
Okay. Tell us, you mentioned your mom and dad. Tell us a little bit about your family dynamics. What do your mom and dad do? Are you an only child? You're the oldest? Give us a little bit better background about your family.
I'm the youngest child of 4, I think,
Okay.
if I'm getting that right, 4. And my mom, yeah, my dad hooped when he was younger, and my mom, she just grew up and she's a realtor right now, so
Okay.
she sells houses.
All right. And where is your height coming from? Are your parents tall? Are you getting it from your grandparents, or where is that coming from?
My dad, he's 6'2".
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Tell us, another thing that's really important to college coaches is what are you doing to give back to your community? Are you involved in your church? Are you giving back to the Boys and Girls Clubs, the food bank? What are you doing to give back?
Church services. I worked for a couple months in COVID. Just trying to make some extra money, help out my community. So yeah, I would work in Kroger, and then I serve in my church.
Okay, I like it. All right. I think I mentioned it earlier, but just once again, so these coaches understand it. Whenever the game of football is over for you, what does your life look like?
Wife and kids. Sports medicine. I feel like I want to help the youth, whether it's an athletic trainer, physical trainer, personal trainer like D-Rob or anything. Any type of subject.
Okay. Well, as we finish up here, I mentioned the elevator pitch earlier on before we got started. In 30 seconds, tell these college coaches why they should recruit you and tell them what you're going to bring to their program.
For sure. You should recruit me? I feel like I have a lot to offer for them. And I feel like I can give back to their school. Help out their program, help out the kids around there, and then help my teammates. Help them grow and succeed as well as I do. So I feel like I can be a big contribution to any school.
Titus, man, I am impressed. I've watched your video. I've seen you play. But no one getting to know you in this interview is really going to open some eyes, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to come on. Continue to be safe this summer. Look forward to watching you play this fall. If you need anything, just reach out to me, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, man. Have a great rest of the day.
You too.